So a few months ago, I made a Cyberpunk mods video that basically highlighted some really impressive mods that I think helped improve your gameplay experience. This is actually another step forward towards that goal to help improve and hopefully restore some of the cut content that was taken away from Cyberpunk. Some of you guys may know what I'm talking about from their initial trailers and then some of the interviews that CD Projekt Red gave out saying that they had to remove certain features as it didn't fit into the overall scope of Cyberpunk and due to time constraints. Now these mods are works in progress, so take that with a grain of salt. However, I think the progress that these mods have done, and I think the implementation of them are really well done, and I think you can squeeze them into another playthrough if you decide to pick up the game a couple of months later. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. But before that, as always, the links will be in the description down below for each one of the mods, along with the mod author's name. And if you enjoy the mods, please endorse the mod authors on their page, as it actually shows that you appreciate their work, and drop them a thank you as well. I need to start doing that more myself, but I like to say thank you to all the mod authors that are posting their mods still on the Nexus and other places. We really do appreciate your work. The first mod we're going to be talking about today is called Wall Hang. Now, if you watched the original 48-minute gameplay demo that was released by CD Projekt Red a while back, you notice that this is one of the content that was cut from the game along with wall running. With the Mantis Blades, you're supposed to be able to dig into the wall and have a vertical advantage over your opponents. Due to time constraints, and this was confirmed in an interview, this was taken out. Thankfully, Perfectly Normal Beast, the mod author for this mod, has been able to bring back the wall hang functionality. And I have to say, despite not having animations, which I understand is really hard for this game, the functionality of this mod works pretty much as it sounds. You can jump onto a wall and using the assign hotkey, which is Q, you will hang on that wall and you can jump over to the next wall or you can jump over to a ledge. It's really useful. You can also use this for close counter in combat whenever inside of warehouses or inside of buildings, and the mod honestly just works. Don't sue me, Todd Hauer. The mod actually just works as intended. It's really useful, easy to install, and I highly recommend it, as I think this is a functionality that should have been in the original game on launch. But thankfully we have talented mod authors to restore some of that cut content. Next up, admittedly this mod wasn't planned content, however I think it would have been nice to have this as an addition, as it would have gave my opinion some of the worst weapons in the game, the mono wire or the laser whips, a little bit more functionality, and this is the ability to use it as a grappling hook. What this mod allows you to do as two functions. You can use it as a grappling hook to go ahead and zip line up to certain ledges, and you can also use it as a rope swing, kind of like Spider-Man. Now I did have a little trouble with the rope swing, however the grappling hook functionality of the mod works fairly well. Once you find a ledge that you can use the assign hotkey, which he has a description of how to assign certain hotkeys, or by default it is the AWD keys in combination with each other, and you can go ahead and grapple yourself up to a certain ledge. Now you can also upgrade this the more you use the grappling hook. This allows you to upgrade the speed at which you grapple, the distance that you can use before you can use the grapple, and etc. I would highly recommend that you play with these options within the mod menu itself. It is a bit of a learning curve, but once you get down the basics, I think that the grappling hook is a mod that really works well depending on your type of character. I really do like the grappling hook option, as it allows me to reach certain areas and approach certain scenarios differently. Admittedly, I don't use the rope functionality as often, as it's a little bit more difficult to get used to than the grappling hook. However, if you can get that down, then it is really useful to get from point A to point B, and it actually really do some really cool things. You should check out the mod author's videos, as he does it a lot better than I could ever demonstrate it, and it shows the potential of the rope functionality of the grappling hook. Next up, we're going to be taking a look at V's Apartment Renovation. What this mod does is add some custom color palettes and material combinations to help customize V's apartment in the mega building H10. During the development of Cyberpunk 2077, it was hinted at that V would be able to customize his apartment as well as buy other apartments within the city. This feature was later cut in favor of the story, as the developers deemed that a lot of important factors happening within V's story, so having the different customization options that players might do may take away from the overall story and the importance of those meetings and those interactions. It is disappointing, and if it does strengthen the story, I'm all for it. However, I think something as small as apartment renovation and apartment customization would not take away the overall story and the overall atmosphere of those interactions that does happen within V's apartment. So the next mod I'm going to be showcasing is called Kiroshi Opticals. Now what this does is allows you to scan NPCs, and when you scan NPC, you'll get a little bit of a backstory about them. Now this isn't really game changing, however I feel like it's one of those mods to where once you install it, you don't want to uninstall it, because it just gives a little bit more life within Night City. I find myself walking around and just scanning random NPCs because, oh, this dude looks a little bit interesting. Let me see a little bit of his backstory. Find out that he had a gambling problem and now he owes Arasaka a shit ton of money. Again, one of these small little details that adds a little bit more life into Night City and Cyberpunk 2077. So definitely check it out. Alright, so that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. As always, I will leave a link in the description down below for all the mods that I showcased today. If you enjoyed the mods, please go ahead and endorse the mods. And if you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, bell notification icon, and the like button. That lets me know that you guys enjoy this type of content and lets me know what I should focus on more in the future. Be sure to check out my last Skyrim mod video. It should be on the screen somewhere around here. And I will catch you guys next time. Take care.